Hey, IronForgesIron.com and Team Takeover. This is Sean Sinha here with Olympic wrestler and MMA badass Daniel Cormier. Still young in his MMA career and looking to come up. Daniel, what do you got coming along in your future? And tell us what's going on with your career right now.
Just still in here, getting better every day, progressing over and over, trying to get better and just evolve. I think this is the most important time. And a person's career is in between fights when you don't have anything scheduled. You continue to improve, so that next time you step into the cage, you're better than the last time. And that's what I'm focused on at this time.
You talk about that improvement, and how much of that comes from AKA, and what are you going through on a daily basis as far as your training goes here?
I think we have the best gym in the country. We work hard every day. My improvement is 100% contributed. And I owe it to American Kickboxing Academy and my coaches. They spent so much time with me. Bob Cook, Javier Mendez, Weedsy. We go through a lot. I mean, it's tough, man. I'm just getting done with workout right now, so my mind's kind of spacey. But we go through a lot. You know, like on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we spar. I think on Tuesdays and Saturdays, we wrestle, which are the hardest wrestling workouts in the country in mixed martial arts. And on Thursdays, we do jiu-jitsu. So we're doing a lot of stuff on a daily basis, and it's just all working in the same direction, and that's to be champion.
Now, you're currently contracted to Strikeforce, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And recently, they just got purchased by Zuffa this past weekend. Everyone kind of woke up to shocking news. And you haven't had any fights in a while. What do you really want to do right now as far as your Strikeforce? Have they offered you any fights? What's going on with that?
They haven't offered me a fight yet. I'm kind of waiting. You know, the news was big for everybody. Took everybody by surprise. But I think as a professional athlete, you have to take it in stride. I think this purchase has moved us more in the direction of becoming more legitimate in the eyes of the major organizations like ESPN and everything, where there's one huge organization like the NFL, Major League Baseball, NBA, where we're all under one umbrella. I think it's going to do more good than bad. I think it's going to allow us to get some of the fights that people want to see. And also, I think it's going to help the Strikeforce guys. I think Showtime and Scott Coker and the rest of the guys did a great job of promoting us and helping us to improve and getting us recognized by fans. But nobody really does it like Zuffa in the UFC. Their marketing machine is second to none. And the way they put guys out is if they give us a quarter of what they do for the guys in the UFC, our profiles are going to skyrocket. And with that being said, it's going to only make it better for us in terms of sponsorships and visibility and everything else.
So as an up-and-coming fighter, it's got a bit of a profile behind him right now, you think this was a good purchase?
Yeah, I think it was. The problem is it could have been purchased by someone else. So if it was going to get bought out and Strikeforce was going to move over in any way, shape, or form, I'm glad it was to the biggest organization in mixed martial arts. It could have been somebody else, that might not have been able to provide the stability that we're going to have with the UFC. That's not going anywhere. No, UFC is going to be here. So I'm excited. And I'm just excited to see what's going to happen in the near future.
What was your feeling when you first saw that it sold? Were you kind of shocked? I mean, what went through your head when you saw that you're now a Zuffa employee, that you work essentially for the Fertitta brothers and Dana White? Those guys are the bosses now.
It was a shock. It was a shock. I mean, it was a shock to everybody. But like I said, as a professional athlete, you have to take everything in stride. It's not really my job to worry about what's going on with the organization. As long as Strikeforce is still there and there's still fights to be had, I'm fine. I can't do anything to change what happened. So all I can do is continue to improve it here, and it's going to work out for the best. I fought January 7th in Strikeforce. That was my last fight was against Devin Cole. He had 27 fights going in, and I was in my 6th fight. So it was a great fight to have, a guy with a lot of experience, and also to go my first decision. I had finished everybody. It was the first decision. Show me that I can go 15 minutes at a high pace and get the victory.
Are you a bit upset that you didn't get to participate in the heavyweight tournament at all, the heavyweight Grand Prix? Would you have liked to participate in that, at least as an alternate?
Again, it's not my job to match make. If they thought I was ready to be part of that tournament, I would have been. Am I ready to fight some of the guys coming out of the tournament? I think so. I'll do it as they go. But I think with the new management and the new organization that takes over, I think we're going to see more fights like that. You know, I'm going to have my opportunities. It's going to be on me to win fights and to continue to improve, go up the ladder.
Is there anybody you look at in terms of heavyweight fighters and you go, man, I think that guy would be a great matchup for me in terms of, you know, anybody you just want to fight in particular?
No, I think I've been fighting for a short period of time, so I'm really not in a position to be calling people out. I just take it as it comes. But realistically, I think there are good matchups for me. I think they're good matchups for everybody. I'm a good matchup for a lot of guys too, because of my inexperience, you know. So I take it as it comes. I wouldn't mind. Eventually, obviously, I want to be fighting the best guys in the world. You know, I want to be competing at the highest level and hopefully fight for championships in the two big organizations. So obviously, I want to fight the best. So at some point, and I think at some point soon, I'm going to be stepping in the cage with some of the best fighters in the world. And when that day comes, I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be ready for it.
Have you been watching the heavyweight tournament at all?
Oh, yeah. I watched it closely, man. I watched it really closely. As a fan, I was excited about it, and also as a competitor, you know, because I don't know if they're going to tell me that I have to fight Chad Griggs next, or John Vellante, or Shane De Rosario, one of those guys. I don't know who I'm going to fight next. So I have to watch that first as a spectator, but then I have to go back and watch it as a competitor to see, well, what if I'm fighting somebody next, Arlovsky or somebody? You know, I have to be prepared, and I have to use that as motivation, and also I have to use the footage that I'm getting to help me prepare for those fights.
Excellent, excellent. Now, do you have a personal pick for who you think is going to win the Grand Prix, just based on past performance? Because we know anything could happen in MMA, but based on past performance, who do you think is going to win the Grand Prix? I think the Grand Prix is going to come down to Alistair Overeem and Josh Barnett. I think Josh Barnett's a really skilled fighter. He's good everywhere. And I think he's extremely dangerous. He's got a lot of experience. So it's going to be between him and Alistair. It's going to be really hard right now for anybody to figure Alistair out. So I'm going to go ahead and say that he's going to be the champion. Going with the Reem. Mm-hmm. Reem is a fan of Team Takeover. I'm sure he'll be happy to hear that. And anything else you want to, you know, talk about right now? Any upcoming stuff? You know, any sponsors you want to thank? Anything like that? Yeah, I just want to thank my sponsors: Cage Hero, Core Synergy, Balance Bands, American Kickboxing Academy, and my coaching staff. My management, Zinc and Entertainment, and just my family. It's been great. I'm going to continue to improve, and with the purchase, you guys are going to see a lot of exciting fights and a lot of things. Hopefully, I'm part of those. I just want to keep progressing and just keep fighting.